Soccer, football, foosball, football. It all means one thing: emotion. Soccer is the most loved sport in the world, except in America. Why is this?
We don't have that many great players. I mean, we got Clint Dempsey and Landon Donovan, but they're not like legendary players.
Probably a couple reasons for that, mainly because of the way our media sort of forces those images on us. You know, you see basketball and football all the time on TV, and that's sort of where all the fame and fortune seems to lie. So I think kids gravitate towards that.
I think there's a couple reasons why. I think first, Americans are determined not to do what the rest of the world does. They always want to do their own thing. So when soccer was becoming popular here, there was also baseball and basketball and football. And I think they wanted to push those sports more and make it more American than adopting what the rest of the world does.
One of the reasons I would say is due to the lack of like star power. We don't really have like a player as exciting or as popular as like, you know, the NBA would have their LeBron James. We don't really have like an ambassador for the sport. Landon Donovan kind of was, but he is kind of retired and has passed now. I just think that somebody in the youth has to come up and really kind of take the sport to the next level.
Soccer fans like to express their passion for the game in many ways, from chanting, public marches to the stadium, to designing elaborate tifos. So how exactly do soccer fans differ from other sports fans?
Going to like both soccer games and American football games, just the fans, the intensity just seems a little bit different. Everybody's usually on their feet, engaged in the game, versus like if you go to a football game, a lot more people and fans are like distracted by like, you know, social media.
With soccer, I mean, you got all the chants that are going on. Everybody is there, you know, to get into it and to watch the game. With football, there's like a lot of breaks. It's not like that in soccer. There's only like one 15-minute break. So everybody is excited. They're pumped. Everyone's like united.
The NFL's revenue includes $4 billion from TV broadcast rights with networks such as Fox, NBC, ESPN, and CBS. With so many people watching football, will soccer ever be able to compete?
If we get a World Cup here in the States and our team does well and we make a good far run, then it could catch some momentum.
Because with the Aaron Hernandez murder situation and Ray Rice as well, there's just not that much corruption in soccer. So I really believe that the golden age of soccer is coming up soon.
That golden age may be sooner than we think. With Qatar's controversy of hosting the World Cup, FIFA may consider passing the torch on to the United States in the year 2022. To get an understanding of what being at a World Cup is like, I found two soccer players who got to attend last summer's World Cup in Brazil.
One of the things I found most fascinating was the fact that everyone came in from all over the world wearing their country's flags, their gear, and just the love that they had for their country and for the game. I mean, it was so amazing to see that kind of passion and excitement for something, and We watched some games with some Costa Rican people, we watched some with Italian people, some Germans. So there was just, everyone was able to get along with each other and sit down and have a very diverse watching of the match.
Nadia, why are people so crazy over the World Cup?
As you said, it's the biggest sporting event in the world.
The World Cup comes along every 4 years. This event is a tournament between 32 nations which goes on for nearly a month. During that month, the World Cup is the only thing on soccer fans' minds all over the world. The hype of the event is contagious. If the World Cup comes along to America in 2022, will that hype spread across the nation?
I think popularity is already exploding, and I think it definitely would. For this past World Cup, U.S. had like 250,000 supporters fly in and attend the games. They were the leading country and supporters that went to the World Cup. And then the supporting groups like American Outlaws had huge increases in membership because of the World Cup. I, for one, was one of the people who joined prior to the World Cup, just so I could get all the notices, notifications, and be on top of everything for World Cup. So I think it would definitely explode.
I agree. I think it will explode. It's not going to just go away like it usually does after a World Cup. Everyone talks about it. Once it's over, it fizzles and fades away. I think this time when we host it, it'll stay and it'll be just as popular as all the other sports, and I really think it's going to explode this time.
If the United States ever want to produce a World Cup winning team, they need to start from the ground up through the youth system. I met with a youth soccer coach who explains the differences between the United States youth system and Europe's.
It's such a big part of the lives. The kids sneak out early before school and they're playing in the streets, they're playing in the parks after school. And how the recruitment works is even completely different, because there, the academies go and they see the kids playing and they get to pick and they take the kids and they develop them basically for free until they get to the academy level, and they can say this guy's got potential and he'll go on to play in their U17 and U21 sides, and eventually into the club team and maybe even national team. I think the youth system in the United States historically has been fundamentally flawed, because you have by and large a sort of a pay-to-play culture where the only kids that are playing have a little bit of money, the parents are getting them involved, and you don't really get noticed unless you have contacts or the money to be playing on some of the more prominent club teams in the city. You don't have the same avenues that the kids playing in the street in Europe or South America have.
The trend we're seeing here is that other countries throughout Europe and South America take soccer more seriously than the United States, which is prevalent through their youth systems. There is no one answer as to why soccer is not as popular here in the States, but rather a multitude of circumstances that results in soccer being left in other sports as shadows. It will take time before soccer becomes as popular as other American sports. All we can do until then is to continue showing support for the world's game, soccer.